We're gonna go into the perfect weightlifting workout, and we're gonna start right now. So a lot of athletes, when they're looking for that workout, they don't have any idea where to start. They're gonna sit there, they're gonna go into the gym, and they're a little bit confused as to what they should do, especially when we're talking about weightlifting, okay? There's some rules of thought where weightlifting, you should just go in and you do a snatch variation, then maybe a squat, and you do some accessory work. There's some other thoughts where we should do a ton of snatches, a ton of clean and jerks, really, really heavy back squats, and then leave, and then come back again in that same day and do that again. And so there's a lot of schools of thought. There's a lot of ideas out there. Should we go Bulgarian? Should we do Russian work? Should we train like an American weightlifting coach might have us train? And so all these thoughts go through our minds, but we've got to start to think about what is the sport, right? So if we can go into what is a sport, we're gonna do a snatch. If we're going out and we're competing in weightlifting, or even if we're just gonna use weightlifting movements, okay, the sport is snatch, clean and jerk. Okay, so coming from that school of thought, coming from that Soviet influence that I was trained by Dr. Anatoly Bondarchuk, who's an Olympic champion, trained Olympic champions. His school of thought and his rule of thumb was always train like that sport. Okay, train like that sport. Get into sport specificity if you are playing that sport. Just like football players, running full plays. Now, the big thing is taking that step back and saying, how can we use movements or how can we use exercises that might help us with technical areas that we're struggling with, but at the same time, train the sport. And so that brings us into those problems. We start to analyze, okay, does my snatch technique suck? Does my clean and jerk suck? Does my jerk, do I struggle to hold a position in a split? So you can start to play that game of, here's a sport, snatch and clean and jerk. Okay, here's my problems, and then go into that next key question. What are my strengths? Are my pulls really, really good? I'm a long-legged individual myself, so I was always able to pull really, really well. And because I have longer legs, I was able to snatch really, really well, but I couldn't clean as well as I should have because I didn't want to spend a lot of time on my problems, which was the clean and the front squat. Okay, so we've got to analyze those problems and look at those different strengths. Now we can play the game of, all right, we want to bring out those strengths, right, as high as we possibly can, but then we find those weak links, okay? And those weak links are often brought back into the problem areas, okay? So if we're trying to design the perfect weightlifting workout, we find these weak links and they're related to the problem areas and they're not related to our strength areas, now we can look at how are the problem areas and the weak links going to improve the overall sport. And before we go into the rest of this video, before we go into actually designing that workout, we put together a full perfect workout for weightlifting. You can click on the link down below. You gotta head over to garagestrength.com, put in your email address, and then we'll send you that workout for free directly to your email within 5 minutes, within probably 5 seconds, okay? So click on that link, put in your email, you'll get that right in your inbox, and you can come back to finish the rest of this video. Okay, so going into that first lift, let's say hypothetically we're dealing with a normal person, right? They don't have short legs, they don't have really long legs, they're just normally built. We're gonna start off right away with snatches. We're either gonna do snatches and try and figure out, all right, how experienced is this individual? What's their technique look like? If they're all over the place, if they're jumping their feet, they jump back 1.5 feet, they miss things forward, they have poor connection, that's going to lead us into that no feet snatch. Okay, so now they're gonna do a no foot snatch where they actually don't move their feet. They just plantar flex on the finish and put their heels directly back down to improve that connection. That's gonna lead to better technical control. And that's what we have to analyze immediately is, okay, this individual is either really technically proficient or they lack technical control. If they lack technical control, they're gonna do the no feet snatch. Now, the next thing that we're gonna do, let's say we do a 1 box clean and jerk, okay? So they can do a 1 box clean and jerk. Now, if you don't have access to a box, I would say do a normal clean and jerk right off of the floor. That's perfectly fine. But here's the next thing is that if I have somebody, if they're proficient, we'll just do a normal 1 box clean and jerk, and we might hover around, 5 doubles, and I wanna see a little bit of pause in the split just so that positioning is good. And so if they're less technically proficient, okay, they're the no foot snatcher. Now the next step, instead of going 1 box clean and jerk, we're gonna go 1 box clean and jerk with a pause in the split for 5 seconds, okay? So we wanna see isometric muscular actions exhibiting control at a very, very high rate, okay? So 1 box clean and jerk, let's do 5 doubles, and they'll do 2 plus 1. So they'll do 2 cleans, and then they're gonna do 1 jerk, and they're gonna pause for 5 seconds, okay? So that means the weight is going to be substantially lower, okay? So remember, one of the key concepts here is the sport. The sport is snatch and clean and jerk. That's why I like to do both lifts every single day. It doesn't mean that we're going to max every day. It doesn't mean that we're doing snatch and clean and jerk every single day. We'll pick variations depending, just like we have here with a less proficient individual. They're doing a no feet snatch, then they're gonna do a 1 box clean and jerk, pausing in the split with that isometric muscular action, because the isometric will teach them that position that they need to be in. Okay, so now they're there, right? They have a good basis. Typically, a little bit of a rule of thumb is that if I have somebody clean and jerking heavy, I don't want to front squat on that day, okay? Now, I almost do this in every single program. I will back squat on the same day as a heavier clean and jerk. Okay, so we'll go into back squat. Now, if they are pulls or are terrible, we'll go into a pull, okay? So we'll back squat if they're long-limbed, someone like myself or Jake Horst, who's a world team member, 2-time Pan Am team member, we will do back squats, okay? So let's say we do back squats, 3 triples, 2 sets of 6, or 3 doubles, 2 sets of 5, okay? Or we might do pulls and we might go snatch pull if they did no feet snatch, because no feet snatch is gonna keep that weight a little bit lighter, so we wanna go a little heavier on the snatch pull. Let's say we do 6 doubles, and on the second snatch pull, they do a 5-second eccentric. So now we're gonna start to play around with those rep modalities or modulators, rep modulators, and that's gonna be an isometric in the split and slower eccentric on the pull. Okay, that's a key concept. Now that 4A, here's where we can get into what are their problems. If they have press out problems, we're gonna do tricep work, okay? If they have trunk problems, we'll do trunk work. So we might do like ab wheel. Okay, if we have someone who has back issues, we'll do reverse hypers. And what I like to do is I like to pair, 4A might be ab wheel, 4B might be reverse hyper, and we might do 2 or 3 sets of 20. Okay, so utilize this as a nice established weightlifting workout if you're looking for that perfect workout. And again, we put a link down below. You can click on the link in the description, go to garagestrength.com, put in your email. Now you're gonna get a free workout in your email that we've put together to help you with your goals all around weightlifting, so that you can hit those monster PRs, snatch that big weight, hit that big clean and jerk, slam that bar, and be excited for all of your dreams to continue to come to fruition out on that platform. So again, click on the link down below, head over to garagestrength.com, pick up that free workout. If you want more content around weightlifting, click on this card right here. Until next time, guys, peace.